Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at the NewTrent Air Bender keyboard case for the new iPad. Now this normally sells for $119.95. When I checked the NewTrent website before shooting this review, I saw that it is currently on sale for $69.95, making this a really good bargain. The Air Bender case is one of the more unique Bluetooth keyboard cases that I've had a chance to review, but it's also not without its faults. So let's crack open the packaging of the Air Bender case and find out what this thing is all about. It comes in this sturdy cardboard box, see here, and I'll open it up to reveal the foam protective layer. Here is the case itself. There are only a couple other things in here. One is like a little information card. The other is a instruction manual, and you do need that if you've never paired up a Bluetooth device with your iPad. Just shows you how to pair the Bluetooth keyboard with your iPad, also how to charge it, and then it goes over how to actually use this case, because this case is quite functional. It has a bunch of different features, and all of those are detailed in this little manual, and of course we'll go over all of them in the review. So here is the case itself. Kind of odd looking, but very functional. So as I open it up, I'm going to remove the foam insert and then slide the iPad over so I can insert it into the case. And it uses a snap-in kind of, snap on the back design to snap the iPad in there. Pretty secure. Let's start out by keeping this closed, in the closed position. And actually, before I do that, let me rotate this thing around like so. There we go. Now we're in a better kind of a normal position. And let's first take a look at everything when it's all closed up. You can see you still have access to like all of the ports and controls on the back. There's a cutout for the 30-pin connector, so you can still charge up your iPad while it's in here. The speaker has this kind of like perforated grill-like cutout over it. On the side, the volume rocker and the mute/orientation switch are still accessible from this cutout here. There's the top view. Cutout for the microphone, cutout for the headset jack, and another for the sleep awake, and there is a nice size cutout for the camera as well. As far as charging the keyboard portion, you can see the USB connection that you can still get to and charge this up even when this is all closed. Now when it comes time to use the keyboard case, you'll notice first of all that it does use the sleep awake function. So as I open and close this, it turns on and off, which is kind of cool because you can get to using it right away. Now the keyboard, once you open it, has kind of a really unique feature in it. So there is this kind of like ratcheting stand mechanism that runs all along the back, and it slides in and out via this little switch right here. So if I kind of turn it this way and flip the switch, you can see I can move this in and out, and it kind of ratchets into different notches. And that's what allows me to prop up the iPad in a variety of different angles. So as I move this out, you see the iPad kind of gets into a more relaxed angle and allows me to position itself in what I feel is like the best angle for whatever the task I'm doing. It does have a little on-off switch that I'll turn on here, and which will allow the Bluetooth keyboard to connect to the iPad. And once you've done that, there are only a few normal function keys that you can access. If you have not yet paired this up with your iPad, you do have to go into the Bluetooth settings area of your iPad to connect the keyboard together. There's a connect button here which will initiate that pairing process, and once it's connected, you'll have access to all of the iPad controls that are on the top row of this keyboard. This includes things like locking and unlocking your iPad, accessing the home button or the spotlight search function, turning brightness up and down, volume controls, all of the traditional iPad-like controls that you're probably already used to. So other than that, it's a normal style keyboard, but let's talk about where this keyboard differs from the rest, and that is with this like ratcheting design. As I mentioned, you can put this into a variety of angles, whether it's a super relaxed angle or a steeper angle, totally up to you, but it doesn't stop there. This case actually does swivel into both portrait and landscape, so if you want to use it in a portrait-like position while typing, you can do that, or you can swivel it back around into the landscape position. Totally up to you, totally dependent upon what it is you're doing and what position you enjoy it being in. But it doesn't stop there. this actual dock removes completely. So you can set this up in almost like an iMac or desktop-like environment. Now the stand is meant to be used kind of like so. So I can set up the keyboard totally separate from the iPad itself in, again, either portrait or landscape. If I want to flip this around and put it into landscape mode, I can do that kind of away from the keyboard and work in that position as well. And it doesn't stop there. So this stand actually comes off the back of my iPad. So there's these two little release buttons that when I press, now I have a standard kind of snap on the back case that I can use without the keyboard. My only wish for this is that they incorporated a smart cover cutout so that you could use a smart cover in conjunction with this case. As it stands now, you can't really do that. When it comes time to put this back together, simply open it up and slide it back into the bottom of the notch on the keyboard case like so. And then flip it down and take your iPad and attach it back onto the case. So pretty easy to do, not all that difficult to work this release button and just make sure it's in the right position, and then it kind of snaps on. Now on the website they show it doing it like so, which you can do, but just make sure that it's all the way on there when you go to do that. So my only complaint about it is, yeah, like I said, I wish it had a cutout for the smart cover so you could use that with it. It also doesn't seem to want to stand up all that well when it's in this position. I find that it wants to flop over unless it's like on my table like so, as you can see. If you try to like hold it up like this, you'll see that the iPad just flops over like so. So that doesn't really work. So you really have to have it kind of resting on the surface of your table if you want to use it in the what I call like the iMac type setup. I don't know how many people will remove this. I think most of the time you're going to be using it, already attached to the keyboard, which probably is fine. And then again, you just have to slide it out to adjust it. This angle doesn't work for me at all. If you don't pull the keyboard portion or the ratcheting portion out of the keyboard, you're in a super steep angle, which really doesn't work all that well. So you pretty much have to move this out a little bit to achieve an angle that's workable for you. So all in all, a pretty unique keyboard case for the new iPad from NewTrent. The Air Bender case, again, normally sells for $119, on sale right now for about $70. I'll put a link to the product page on the NewTrent website. If you have any questions about this case, as always, you can drop me a line. Otherwise, you please have a great day. Please be sure to check out my 2 latest videos. Please like this video, leave a comment below, and of course subscribe for more content.